Climate change is one of the biggest challenges of our time. It is caused by human activity and has far reaching effects on our planet. As an expert on the topic, I want to share with you the facts about climate change and what we can do to mitigate its impact. Now, before we start, we need to familiarize ourselves with the topic. Climate change refers to the long term shift in weather patterns in a region. It can include temperature, precipitation, humidity, wind, and other atmospheric conditions. The climate is determined by factors such as latitude, elevation, ocean currents, and the amount of solar radiation received by an area. Climate affects nearly every aspect of our lives, from our food sources to our transport, from what clothes we wear to where we go on holiday. It has a huge effect on our livelihoods, our health, and our future. Now, four main causes of climate change are greenhouse gases, deforestation, agriculture, and transportation. Greenhouse gases trap and absorb energy from the sun and prevents or slows the heat from leaking into space. This, in turn, heats up our Earth. Greenhouse gases are released from burning fossil fuels, coal, or oil, and can also be from burning petroleum, which is used in buses, cars, trains, ships, and airplanes. Deforestation is cutting or burning large areas of forest to make space for farms, buildings, stores, and etc. Trees store carbon, but when we cut them down or destroy them, carbon can be released back into the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas. Now, our third point is agriculture. Agriculture is a practice of farming, cultivating soil, growing crops, and raising livestock. Many herds and fertilizers release large amounts of methane and nitrous oxide. For example, cows. Cows burping can release large amounts of methane, which contribute to greenhouse gases and in turn climate change. It can also contribute to deforestation due to farmers clearing out forests to make space for farms. Transportation is using a vehicle to move someone or something from one place to another. Methods of transportation can include cars, trucks, buses, airplanes, ships, and etc. Vehicles use fuel such as gasoline and diesel, which can burn when burned release carbon dioxide, which as we've already mentioned is a greenhouse gas. There are many effects of climate change. The first one being droughts. High temperatures caused by climate change can increase evaporation rates, which dries out vegetation, plants, and soil. It can also cause wildfires. Due to high temperatures and dry conditions, like we mentioned before, fires occur more often and can last for longer periods of time. Sea levels are also rising due to glaciers melting and flooding coastal areas, which threatens the homes and livelihoods of millions. Heat waves are periods of extreme heat which increase drought, destroy environments, cause heat stroke, heat cramps, heat exhaustion, and etc. The current state of climate change. Earth's average surface temperature has been rising by about 0.13 Celsius per decade, nearly 2 times faster than it was in the previous half century. The Arctic sea ice extent has been shrinking rapidly, with an average decline of 12.8% per decade since 1979. Extreme weather events are increasing the frequency and severity of heat waves and droughts, floods, and hurricanes, which have all been increasing in recent decades. Ocean acidification is occurring as a result of increased carbon dioxide absorption. Ocean acidity has increased by 30% since the Industrial Revolution. There are some solutions for climate change. Now, the first one is renewable energy. Transitioning to renewable energy sources like wind and solar power can help reduce greenhouse gas emissions and mitigate climate change. Second one is regenerative agricultures. By adopting farming techniques that increase soil health and carbon sequestration, we can reduce carbon dioxide emissions and protect ecosystems. Sustainable transportation. Shifting to low carbon transportation Options like electric vehicles, public transit, and cycling can help reduce emissions and traffic congestion. Energy efficiency. Improving energy efficiency in buildings and appliances can save money and reduce carbon emissions. Now, there have been a couple of global climate agreements throughout the years. Despite political obstacles, the international community has made some progress on climate change with global agreements such as the Paris Agreement, which was signed by 196 countries in 2015, which aims to limit global temperature increase to below 2 Celsius. The Kyoto Protocol, adopted in 1997, committed industrialized countries to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by an average of 5.2% by 2012. Now, even you, the viewer, can help combat climate change. And there are some actions you can take. You can reduce your carbon footprint by consuming less meat and dairy. Use renewable energy sources to power your home. Use public transport, bike, or walk instead of driving home or to your destination. Choose energy efficient appliances and turn off electronics when not in use. Climate change is a global challenge that requires urgent action from all of us. We have the power to make a difference by reducing our carbon footprint, advocating for policy changes, and supporting environmentally sustainable initiatives. Join me in the fight against climate change by taking action today. Join the fight by clicking the link in the description. You'll be taken to a website which when donated to can help reduce climate change. Thank you for listening to my presentation.